Offensive unit, Phil Simms, who has clicked on 55% of his passes. Leon Bright, Rob Carpenter, who has helped turn things around. Johnny Perkins, who was a question mark in the starting lineup. Matt Benson, Gordon King, at the tackle, J.T. Turner, Roy Simmons at the guards. The center is Ernie Hughes.
Number 30, Perry, was in the running back position instead of Bright.
And a look at the Jet defensive unit. Bobby Jackson, Jerry Holmes at the corners. And they have flip-flops coming up from left corner to make the stop. Phil Simms, who hit 19 of 32 for 256 yards in that overtime victory over Atlanta last week.
Marv, a lot of the players are playing this game down, saying it's just another ball game, but it definitely is not.
First and 10 at the 39-yard line, and Carpenter with a short gain. Ben Rudolph, the rookie out of Long Beach State, a third-round draft pick, replacing the injured Marty Lyons, making the stop.
I just mentioned in the pregame show that with Ben Rudolph, 76, a rookie, playing in place of Marty Lyons, Joe Klecko having a foot problem, that the Giants, if they're going to test an area, they're going to test that right side of the defense of the New York Jets. That time the Jets stopped them.
There's Marty Lyons, who is out with a pulled hamstring and may miss next week. 2nd and 9. Won the last 3 in a row. They lost to Philadelphia to open the season, then beat Washington and New Orleans. Lost in Dallas, but played well. Lost to Green Bay, that raised some questions. Giants bouncing back by walloping St. Louis and Seattle, and last week a credibility victory over Atlanta. 3rd down and 9. The swing for Carpenter. So the Jets stopping this first Giant drive. Greg Buttle.
Simms is hurt. You take a look at the field. Gastineau is out there with him. Gastineau really put a lot of pressure on him. He is hobbling about. The one fortunate thing is still on his feet and he's able to move around, but the 3rd down situation he was going to leave anyway, but it looks like he's all right. Here it is. Simms going back in the pocket. Number 11. Look at the pressure that 99 Gastineau is putting on him. He gets rid of the ball to Carpenter. He has to because he doesn't have time to wait around to look downfield and into percentage play because you should be able to get the ball out to that man. You're only throwing it about 12 yards.
Carpenter on the 2nd and 3 is stopped. Rob Carpenter, the lone deep back, stopped by the rookie right defensive tackle, Ben Rudolph.
Jets have defensively done a very good job. The Giants have only run a couple of times. They went at the right side of that Jet line, but they have not made any yardage so far. Here's the score: first quarter, Atlanta leading New Orleans 3-0. Chicago leading Tampa Bay 3-0 in the first quarter.
And it's a 3rd and 3 for the Giants. Leon Bright, Rob Carpenter now the running backs. Johnny Perkins is slot left. Lots of time. Simms in trouble, and the whistle is blown. It is ruled a sack for Joe Klecko.
He had a lot of time, really, to get rid of that football, and had he had just a split second longer, he had a back wide open downfield.
The Jets now with their 28th sack. They are 2nd in the National Football League, right behind Oakland. So Klecko makes the play and then comes limping off the field, which has been his style.
I don't know how he does it. They put his foot in a cast after the ball game, and it's just that he has a great endurance for pain. They come that close twice in a row. Very nervous.
As a result, Ramsey with only a 36-yard punt, first down at the 31-yard line, and Carpenter stopped for short yardage. Abdul Salam, the left defensive tackle, making the stop. The Jets have Gastineau, Salam, Rudolph, Klecko. Up front, Buttle, Blinka, and Bell, the linebackers. Holmes and Jackson at the corners, and Ray and Schroy are the deep men. 2-yard advance, 2nd and 8 at the 33. Freedy is wide left, and Perkins in the slot. That is Bright in motion. We'll get the official call from the referee, Ben Dreith. Zeros
Offense, pass interference, number 86.
Johnny Perkins, the wide receiver, called for the interference. I said zeros on the scoreboard. Now we get the gun, so the official call that this first quarter has come to a conclusion here at Giant Stadium with the score after one. Giants nothing, Jets nothing. Lance Bell, Greg Buttle combining.
Statistically, in the first quarter, not much, is there? Total yards, 30 for the Jets, 54 for the Giants. Neither team being able to run with the football, trying to establish that. Both sides, if they're going to be successful, they're going to have to throw the football because both defenses play very well against the running game.
And Sims now has 3rd and 7 at the 34. Alvin Garrett is back in, flanked to the left. Phil Sims. Greg Buttle chasing Phil Sims down. First, Sims looked in the direction of Garrett, who was well covered, and he could not find anyone.
Buttle that time was taking a look, see what happened. That was a delayed blitz by number 51, Greg Buttle. Number 11, Sims going back in the pocket. Everybody knows he have to throw, so those big defensive linemen, you see 76, Ben Rudolph coming in. Now Buttle checks him out, and it's a foot race. You can see how fast those linebackers are today.
Second sack of the day for the Jets. Here's Jennings, first down at the 24-yard line. Curry and Carpenter are the running backs. Carpenter stacked up. Joe Klecko leading the way for the Jets. Now for an NFL update, let's go to our studios in New York for Byron Day.
Marvin, the Orange Bowl in Miami, the Dolphins are on the board once again. David Woodley throwing this 22-yard touchdown pass to Dario Harris. It's now 14-7 in the second quarter. Marv?
Thank you, Byron. 2nd and 9, 1-yard pickup for Carpenter.
Marv, they've been testing that right side of the Jets, and they haven't made anything over there.
Phil Sims, 6 of 10 to this point for 42 yards.
Deflected. It was deflected up the middle. It's either Abdul Salam or somebody got a hand up on there. Big number 76 is Ben Rudolph also. That ball was deflected by one of those big defensive linemen, which just proves you don't have to sack the quarterback to handle a passing game. If you can get your hands up in his face, they call it pressure the quarterback, it's almost as much good as putting him on the ground.
And those Jet defensive linemen, Gastineau 6'5", Salam 6'3", Rudolph 6'5", Klecko 6'3". 3rd and 9, Giants 1 of 6 on 3rd down conversion. Out of the shotgun, Sims in trouble. And it's the rookie out of Long Beach State, 3rd round draft pick, Ben Rudolph, replacing the injured Marty Lyons, coming up with his first NFL sack.
He was not touched. He came straight up the middle. Right, take a look at this. Straight up the middle. There was a little game between the two defensive tackles, Salam and Rudolph. Nobody touched that big man. And Sims had the misfortune of the only thing that he could see was number 76, Ben Rudolph.
3rd sack of the day for the New York Jets, and Dave Jennings will kick from his goal line. Phil Sims talking it over with head coach Ray.
Whatever direction he went the opposite direction. Buttle went inside, so he threw outside to his back.
And Greg Buttle has played very well as of late. He has been hit hard by injuries this season. He's come on the last few games. 2nd and 5 at the 44. Sims lofting it downfield. Incomplete.
Or is it?
Well, let's see. Perhaps they'll rule a fumble. They do. They say complete and a fumble. Johnny Perkins on the reception. And he fumbled the football. It's a 36-yard pass.
I think the people have to realize the new rule change. That if you have the ball in your possession and both feet are in bounds, it is a completion. You're taking a look right now. He does. The ball pops loose now. Now, last year that would have been an incomplete pass. It is a great throw and a great catch. He catches the ball. He's got both feet inbounds. The ball pops loose. This year, it's a fumble. The Jets come up with it.
Johnny Lynn was covering on the play, and that man, Jerry Holmes, coming up with the loose football. So a big break for the Jets. First down at their 19. Lawrence Taylor, the right outside linebacker, was right there, and now the Jets will just let the time run out. So that will do it. In this first half, the up and down Jets were up thus far, and they have received more than their share of breaks. A look at Matt Snell, a man the Giants wanted, but who signed with the New York. The Giants by the score of 13-0 as we get set for the second half of play. Marv Albert along with Len Dawson. And for the Jets, it has been another penalty festival. They have been hit with 6 plus 2 that were declined. The Giants penalized only twice, yet the Giants have not been able to take advantage. The Jets receiving a number of breaks in that first half.
I'd say the breaks went mostly the New York Jets' way, because here just before the half was over, they had to punt the football. It looked like the Giants would get the ball in good field position, an opportunity to go in and score. Fumble the ball, the Jets come up with it. One play later, Richard Todd unloaded a bomb to Wesley Walker, and now it's 13-0. That wasn't over then. Ernest Gray dropped a pass going into the end zone that would have given a touchdown to the Giants. They even tried the fake field goal. They had two or three men open, and he selected the wrong one. They should have gone to his kicker, Danilo, because he was wide open. But maybe he's got bad hands. I don't know. He's got great feet. I don't know about his hands.
Scott Brunner on the fake field goal attempt. Intended pass for Tom Mulledy, the tight end, that was batted away at the last instant by Darrell Ray, who made a sensational play to get to it. And the fumble by Alvin Garrett, recovered by Jesse Johnson of the Jets, leading to the Todd to Walker 39-yard touchdown pass play. In the first half, Todd 9 for 21, 137 yards, but it has not been a sharp day to this point for Richard Todd. Phil Simms 11 for 20, 128 yards.
Richard Todd is just a hair off. Now, he threw a great pass to Wesley Walker for the touchdown, but he had Walker open earlier. Now, what happens is a lot of times as a quarterback, you try to guide that football. I guess it's much like a baseball pitcher trying to be too fine. Instead of coming back and rearing back and letting that ball fly, you're trying to direct it someplace. But Todd has got a 13-0 lead, and he hasn't thrown an interception so far in this football game. And even being off a little bit, they're in good position. This man, Ray Perkins, the head coach of the Giants, he's not in a good position right now. They're 13 points down. They're not on the board yet. They've got to get something generated offensively.
Joe Danello will kick off to the combination of Kurt Sohn and Bruce Hopper. Two field goals by Leahy and the touchdown pass to Wesley Walker, accounting for the score. Deep kick by Danello. Here's Hopper. Change of direction as he makes his way across the 25 and to the 33-yard line. Good recovery by Hopper. And again,
well, they're questioning that call. Of course, all the calls are coming in from the sidelines by hand signals from the coach. The penalties really put you in a position where it really makes it tough. There's Ray Perkins, the head coach. They're calling the plays from the sideline. You get in a situation where you're making a lot of penalties. It's putting you in a situation where you got to go 15, 20 yards to pick up a first down.
3rd and 16. All over Simms. You saw the quick whistle there to protect the quarterback. Joe Klecko coming up with his second sack of the afternoon.
Klecko just went right over the left tackle, Brad Benson, number 60 of the Giants. That's the situation that gets you in a lot of trouble, because take a look. 73 is Klecko going over number 60. He just shoves him right out of the way and grabs the quarterback.
4th sack of the day for the Jets. Joe Klecko now with 10.5 sacks. That is his career high. Phil Simms, Mark Gastineau showing us the enthusiasm that he shows usually at home at Shea Stadium.
It's time for the Jets to come alive now, and you're going to take a look at Simms going back to throw. Gastineau beats his man, which is King, gets to the quarterback and gets a very important sack for the Jets. They've got to stop these Giants right now.
8th sack on the season for Gastineau.
After he dropped the ball.
And a cheer from the crowd because Gray has departed for the sidelines, replaced by the rookie out of Arizona State, John Missler, known for good hands, caught an important 31-yard pass last week against Atlanta.
That's 2 passes that Gray has dropped. One was for a touchdown.
Sims!
No, sir.
This sacked again. That is number 6, and look at Gastineau.
Now, I wonder if those players still want to repeat that this is just another football game, and it doesn't have that much meaning.
The Jets quieting this capacity crowd of 77,000 that is virtually all Giants.
Missler, he did make the reception, but he was greeted by number 40, Bobby Jackson.
It is a first down at the Jet 35-yard line. Leon
Ball's loose.
stripped of the ball, but he's able to recover.
Oh, well.
Wright able to recover. 74. Ben Rudolph covering up on the play.
Very fortunate for the Giants that that ball bounced in the right direction because he was able to recover it. It bounced in the Jets' direction on that synthetic turf and hit on the nose of the ball and it could have gone anyplace.
Loss of 5, 2nd and 15. Giants trailing 19-7. Clock running, 8:10 left, 4th quarter. Carpenter trying to change direction, but it's a loss on the play. Again, it's Bobby Jackson from his left quarterback position.
Excellent play by number 40, Bobby Jackson. It was an outlet pass or a screen pass to the back, and he knifed through about 2 defensive backs to come up with that tackle. Not only can he hit hard, we just witnessed that just a few moments ago when Missler was nailed. He made the reception, but he also has the agility to find his way through a crowd and make a tackle.
And Jackson only regained his starting job last week against Seattle. It's been a rocky up and down season. And Sims is taken down by Gastineau. Mark Gastineau has done it again. For the Jets, their 7th sack. For Gastineau, his 3rd.
He's going to injure himself jumping up and down one of these days after making one of those sacks on the quarterback. But what was happening there, Sims was getting pressure all the way. 74 Salam is coming in there, and now you're seeing 99 Gastineau finally making the sack.
9th punt of the day. Back at Giant Stadium, Marv Albert, Len Dawson, 5:16 left, 4th quarter. And a do or die series for the Giants, who are trailing the Jets 19-7.
Here's
a little flea flicker. And Phil Sims did not fool anyone. Run out by Mark Gastineau. The Jets had that covered beautifully, Len.
They really did, and that also showed you the speed of this man, Mark Gastineau. He ran the quarterback down, and Sims has got pretty good speed. Gastineau is 6'5", 276, about 280 pounds. Now, that's a fearful thought for a quarterback to know that you can't outrun a guy that's 280 pounds, which he wasn't able to do. He came down in a very awkward position, and he had been limping earlier in the ballgame. This is a situation for the Giants. They've got to get the ball moving. They need a touchdown.
2nd and 11. Leon Wright hit by Bobby Jackson, a name that we have been calling all day long. Bobby Jackson and Mark Gastineau have led the defensive assault. In fact, if things continue the way they have been going, when the Giants look back at the films, they will see a lot of number 99 Mark Gastineau, who will be playing himself.
That's right. You know, Bobby Jackson, for a young man no larger than he is, probably 175 to 180 pounds, he packs a pretty big wallop.
Out of the shotgun, 3rd and 7. Look at picked off Darrell Ray. Could go all the way. That's Sims back. Ray sweeping by Sims. Darrell Ray for the touchdown. Interception by Darrell Ray, and the Jets have picked for the first time this afternoon, and they have jumped in front by the score of 25-7.
5 interceptions coming into this game. He was leading the AFC in interceptions, but none bigger than that one. Number 28, it's a zone defense. Sims trying to throw it between two of the Jets. Now it's a foot race, and I'm amazed that some of these big men were able to run. 72, Gordon King is down here, right here. 72 is a big tackle. Darrell Ray able to continue on. Rob Carpenter trying to make a tackle, but it's into the end zone for a touchdown. Here it is. Sims trying to drill this ball. 28, Darrell Ray was reading that quarterback all the way. That's his responsibility in the zone defense.
Darrell Ray with his 6th interception of the season. Pat Leahy puts it through, and the Jets have added to their lead. 4:16 remaining. Fourth quarter. The Jets 26 and the Giants 7. Darrell Ray with his 2nd touchdown of the season off the interception to send a good portion of this crowd to the exits, and now perhaps it is understandable.
With Darrell Ray running the way he did, they may think about playing him both ways.
This is Alvin Garrett. Garrett, who coughed up the football on a punt earlier, which turned out to be a very big turnover.
This is the replay of the interception. At the middle top of your screen is Darrell Ray. He is reading the quarterback. He's in a zone. He sees where the quarterback looks. That's going to take him right to the football and the interception. When you talk about a zone defense, you talk about reading the quarterback, you just had an opportunity to see what Darrell Ray did. Now what a quarterback has to do, he has to look that man off. Look the opposite direction, then come back to the receiver. But Darrell Ray was following Phil Sims all the way.
Giants first and 10 at their 24-yard line. They are trailing now 26-7. Sims for Bright. Oh, is he walloped? And let's see, they ruled it incomplete. Had this been a close ball game, the Jets would be involved in an argument, and Leon Bright is hurt. Jerry Holmes on the hit and able to take it home, but they'll bring it back.
It's a problem with getting into a situation where you have to throw and the defense is just looking back, playing pass, and this is a real shot right here. Bang! Got him with the headgear, got him up around the chest area, and he was going full speed when he hit it.
Leon Bright, who has been an all-purpose back for the Giants, kick returns, as a pass receiver, as a runner, and taking a hard hit from Jerry Holmes, the right cornerback. Right here, let's pause briefly for station identification. This is the NBC.
This is WNBC TV, New York.
And back at Giants Stadium, Marv Albert along with Lenny Dawson as the Giants attend to injured running back Leon Bright. The Giants showing no offense at all here this afternoon. It has been strictly defense. In fact, the defense scored the only touchdown on the mishandled snap by Chuck Ramsey. Beasley Reese able to cover up in the end zone. The Jets getting 4 field goals from Pat Leahy. The intercept moments ago from Darrell Ray, who took it 65 yards for the score. And earlier, the lone touchdown pass thrown today, Richard Todd connecting with Wesley Walker on a 39-yard pass play.
Richard Todd has got over 200 yards passing against this Giant defensive unit, but in Phil Sims' case, well, that's great that Leon Bright is getting up, but you can take a look at this hit. 47 coming up on your screen is Holmes, and he really levels him. That is a shock to your system, believe me. But it's great that he's able to get up and move off, and he looks like he's all right.
He is actually a NFL rookie. Played 4 years in Canada. And since in big trouble,
great
able to unleash it. Lewis Jackson, the rookie out of California Poly, On the reception. Oh, Mark Gastineau was looking for another one.
Yes, Gastineau was going to run him down, and Sims knew that, but that was an excellent throw by him. He just flicked that ball out there and got rid of it in a hurry. But time is not on their side. 3:30 and counting down in this fourth quarter. 26-7 the score. The Jets out in front. There would be a miracle of some sort necessary for the Giants to win this one. You can take a look at the Jets in the secondary, and they're just laying back. They'll give the short stuff. They won't give them anything now. Klecko.
And that is sack number 8 for the New York Jets, who right now are in a position to tee off on Phil Sims.
Well, that's what's happening. They don't have to worry about any running game. Those big defensive linemen, and they are big and they are fast. You've seen Gastineau run down people. He runs about a 4.5 or 4.6 40. He weighs almost 280 pounds. They can tee off, go after that quarterback, not worry about anything but trying to get a sack.
As you saw on the screen, it is 9 sacks for the Jets. That's the correct figure. 9 sacks for Gastineau, Klecko, and company. Bruce Hopper on the fair catch. 38-yard punt by Dave Jennings. 2 minutes, 38 seconds remaining in this fourth quarter, and the Jets in possession with that 26-7 lead. Looking ahead, next week the Jets will play at Baltimore, and then they play at New England before returning to Shea November 22nd to go against Miami. And next Sunday, join host Brian Gumbel for NFL 81. All the highlights and scores, late breaking news from around the NFL, and then an NFL doubleheader featuring 3 key matchups: Oakland and Houston, Cincinnati going against San Diego, and Cleveland will go up against Denver. Check your local listings for the games and times in your area next Sunday. So a terrific afternoon here at Giant Stadium for the New York Jets, coming up with 9 sacks, 4 by number 99 Mark Gastineau. No question in the first half the Jets got every conceivable break, able to take advantage despite the fact that they were hit hard by penalties.
You would know this is the same team. Now, when you talk about intensity and concentration on a football game, the Jets, I saw them last week. It's a different team today than the one that played against Seattle a week ago.
It is a third of an 0 in preseason play. First and 10 at the 1. This is Jackson. Stopped by Troy out of the 5. 7th round draft pick Lewis Jackson out of California Poly, and that will wrap it. The Giants, a disheartened club, walking off the field. I do see some Giants coming across to congratulate Jet players led by Brad Van Pelt. But the Jets